Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Montoya. So if you've been around for the past week, I don't think I need to explain what's been happening in Star Citizen. It's a rough one. It definitely is. The most recent patch, which is 3.18, has gone live, and it's been, should we say, frustrating to many. Now, if you are new, what they do is they run a PTU, the public test universe, first for weeks or months. Before they make anything go live. But then when things go live, things still break, because the difference between PTU and live is when you go live, there are, I'm going to say 100,000 people. What's the live count in here? Is it 50, 80,000? There's a large amount of people that try the live patches when they come out. And so that volume of traffic makes bugs come up that you may not have seen in the PTU, and this particular one has been particularly bad. For those of you who've been around for a long time, you know how it works, right? You avoid day one live patches. Avoid the first week of a live patch. It'll save you a lot of stress. And what's surprising is it keeps on happening. Every single time that one of these patches hit, the same people freak out. When will you learn? And I'll say this now so you can prepare yourself mentally for when 4.0 comes out, all right? The day 4.0 goes live, don't bother logging in. Just wait. Give it a day. Give it 3 days. If you have real patience, give it a week, because everything will be fixed within a week. And the devs are working hard at it. They really are. Before we dig into the wonderful articles from Kotaku and from PC Gamer, well, I don't have to read the article to you. I want to go to the comment section, because that's where the good stuff is. But I want to drop this with you first. And that is, if you go to the RSI website, click on development, and then go to Dev Tracker. When you click on Dev Tracker, what you have here are the posts made by the devs. And so when you hit a bug and you're wondering why or should you report it, check this out. I mean, Pro Xylo's been working overtime here. I know the guys in Austin are really pulling some hard hours, but every single thing that a dev posts will show up in the Dev Tracker with lots of useful information. Most recent one was something about the... I think it was here by Sylvan CIG, who's writing about the gas clouds at Lagrange points. There is a memory leak associated with that. Something he said about 60 megabytes a minute of memory leak. So if you're hanging around gas clouds at Lagrange points for a long time, you'll run into issues. Lots of great little tidbits in there. It doesn't affect gas clouds on planets. You'll find all this information in the Dev Tracker, so make use of that, and you'll find answers to a lot of the things you may be rushing to. But also, it shows you that devs are actually doing something, and you'll see Xylo is not getting any sleep. So, little tidbit there, go check that out. So, yeah, back to the story. So, anytime there's something bad happening in Star Citizen, which is a lot of the time, you'll always find Kotaku and our favorite urinalists going off at it. But, I mean, it brings clicks, right? You won't find journalists writing an article saying Star Citizen is great, come check out how awesome it is. It's not going to happen. YouTubers will do that. But for the journalists, this is exactly the kind of content they love. And so pretty much what you'd expect. He links, this is who's writing this article here. Is it Luke? Yeah, it's Luke Plunkett. Look, Luke does a good job at covering the issues. Obviously, this is what brings in the clicks, so this is what he's going to cover. But he added the video here, which is nice if you haven't checked it out yet. Once I stop playing, I have to watch it. I love the visuals. They've done a great job with the promotional part of this patch. A lot of cool little things. Persistent anti-streaming, you all know, is in there. The new caves are in there. Do they have anything on salvage? Well, anyway, you can dig through this if you haven't seen it before. It's a real cool video. And he goes on to explain the problems, but that's not the fun part of it. The fun part is here. The comment sections. I love these. You want to do one of these with me? Let's do it. Just do a couple of them because they're good. So top comment, which, at first doesn't sound too bad. It's coming from James. And James is saying, I'll say what I always say. I've paid no money for Star Citizen. I don't even own a computer to play it. And basically his experience is what he tried at a friend's game. And what he saw when he played at a friend's house was, I saw the dream of what it could be. So, along with the negative is the top comment here saying, I can see what this game could be, which is a very positive thing. And I like seeing this, and I like that people recognize what it can be, because this is very much true for the older gamers around you guys, 30 plus. Will probably feel the same way that I do, that there's very, very few games that come out that offer anything new. There's another shooter game, maybe there's another MMO where there's a wizard and you can be a guy with an axe, but where's the new stuff? Where's the real big next thing? And that is what we backed 10 years ago, and it's still in development. It's not been easy to develop this game. But he recognizes that, and he goes, it's the first time I see what the dream could be. May never be, but could be. And I get really, really angry who calls it a grift, because a grift is where you con people out of their money for personal enrichment. And this goes back to one of the very, very, very early arguments against Star Citizen back in like the first or second year of the Kickstarter, with people saying it's a scam, Chris Roberts is going to run off with your money. And the argument always was from the other side, well, if it is a scam, then why isn't he running off? Why is he hiring more people? Why is he opening more studios? Why are there 800 people working there now? Yeah, and so that's the same argument over and over there. And he goes on, it's not going to disappear. It's not going to be vaporware. But he ends off saying, so calling it a grift rubs me the wrong way. A grifter would have been far smarter about spending the money, basically saying that it's mismanagement, money is not being well spent. And you know what? Partially true, but also debatable, because what they're doing is not easy to do. And any other gaming studio, any established gaming studio like EA, would have stopped the project a long time ago. What Star Citizen has going for it is that backers, like me and you watching this, keep on supporting the game because we like where it's going. Yeah, it's been 10 years, but look at what we have. And even this guy who's trying to be negative on it agrees that he sees where it can be. And we're closer now. I know this is irony for a lot of you, but compared to where we were in 2014-15, we're much closer to the finish line. And I keep on telling people this when I talk to them about this in Discord. I say, you know what, like, end of the tunnel, we can see it. The light's there. Before, it was always years away. And yeah, look, it still may be 3-4 years, but we're closer and the technology has been proven. And what we see happening in 3.18 with all new game loops and what's coming in 4.0 is just one step closer to that final game reveal, or Squadron 42 actually. So I know it's difficult to understand for those who haven't been around for long, but for those of us who've been around for a long time, we've been through it already. And the complaints and the problems and all the issues running into, this is very, very typical of a big launch. And don't be surprised when 4.0 comes out, the same thing will happen. Just be patient and come back in a week after the launch. It'll work just fine. Let's see what agreed. The game exists. A lot of work been put out. The people working it clearly want to make a good game. Yeah, you know what? Listen to the tone here. All right? That's not bad. Although the second part of his comment is it's a victim of poor management and endless feature creep. Possible. Look, I don't doubt Chris Roberts is trying his best, but it's not only Chris Roberts running this thing now. There's a whole board of people running this thing. It's not a one-man show. So to put the blame only on him, maybe because, he's the founder, but also it's a lot beyond that now. An endless feature creep. Yes and no. You know what? The feature creep is something which was an issue in the first 2-3 years, but the features are in. There's no new features coming in. There's no one coming along now and saying, we are now going to add casinos. That hasn't happened in years. There's been no new feature introduced in years now. So the feature creep argument, in my opinion, is out. If you disagree, post below. Let me know why. Marasai, fine, it's not a scam, but it's a cult. Okay, yeah, look, anytime people are doing something you don't understand, they go, Beanie Babies, a cult. People play Call of Duty, it's a cult. People play Dungeons and Dragons, it's a cult. Most often, and I bet you 100 space bucks that Marasai here is probably in some kind of religious cult, which he does not believe is a cult, but likes to point to everything else as a cult. That is always the case in the situations. But people enjoying something, no, that's stupid. We can all agree on that, right? One more, let's do it. Is it a grift? No, but I think what rubs me the wrong way about this game is that it encourages the notion, if fans give us more money, then we'll make a better product. Interesting. But it's not fans giving you money to make a better product. I think the product is pretty much set about what it is. It's more of, here is the product. Do you like what you see? If so, feel free to give us money. On that note, let me just jump into this very quickly because St. Patrick's Day 2023 is tomorrow. And there are 3 waves of ships being sold. There is the Fortuna ship packs, which includes the Constellation Phoenix Emerald and the limited 890 jump, as well as the Stellar Fortuna paints. Now, last year in 2022, this is what they looked like. There was the 400 and the 600 in green. If this is your thing, if you like St. Patrick's Day and you like green colors, you know, they're not bad. Not for me. I'm not into the greens, but it's a very pretty metallic green and a unique color, which you can only get on St. Patrick's Day. So if you're into collecting the collectibles and the colors, make sure to check it out tomorrow at 1600 UTC, at 0100 UTC, and 0800 UTC on March 18th for your chance to buy. It looks like you'll get the Hammerhead in green. So if you have the Hammerhead, I think that is a pretty rare color for the Hammerhead. On the topic of backing this game, again, you don't need to. No one is telling you have to buy this. But if you do like what you see so far, go right ahead. Should we do one more? Should we go to see what PC Gamer? I suspect it's much the same thing. Coming from Fraser Brown. Let's see what you're saying here. Scrolling down, here we go. On the official forums and the subreddit, players have been expressing their frustration and sharing their failed attempts to play the game. Players who have been able to log in have still encountered other problems. There were a ton of problems. There were the trains flying all over the place, elevators, the ASOP terminals wouldn't call your ships. I've been playing for hours, but I still can't get ATC. Use my inventory, claim a ship, land when I do get through to ATC, accept missions using the terminals, da da da. Okay, yeah, he's right. There were the problems. Dozens of login attempts, says Admiral Grogan. Now, I don't know how they pick these people. It's just a random comment of Spectrum. But he wrote, I managed to get in once for 10 minutes and nothing could be interacted with, terminals in the work, ship controls, etc. Yeah, look, there was a bunch of issues. These were correct. Nothing wrong with this reporting at all, but I'll repeat this again one more time, guys. First day patches, first 3 days even will be rough, and when we do get to 4.0, it will be even worse. Take the week off. Trust me on this. When 4.0 hits, take the week off, come back 7 days later, you will not have any problems. But I do want just to reiterate that you should check out the dev tracker. These devs are working hard at it. They're communicating as best they can. Every time they post in the forum, it does show up here so you can see what the latest is on that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep on trying to log in. Actually, login's fine. Actually, I logged in okay. I'm actually in the game, so I'm good. But let me know how you're doing. Did you manage to get in? If not, try again today. Let me know how that goes. Post in the comment section and let me know. If you want Spacebucks, post your Solana address below. Let's get that out there too. If you enjoy my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.